Hello, in this video tutorial I will show you how to expose COM objects in .NET Standard and .NET Core. You might ask the question why someone wants to use COM in .NET Core, as COM is quite an old technology. Although in most cases when you write in desktop application or web application you will not need to use COM, there are still some legacy applications available which might rely on COM. And COM might be the way to enable the communication between .NET Core and those applications. Furthermore, COM is also supported by multiple different languages, so this could be a way to enable communication between those languages. In this tutorial, we will create a simple COM library which we're going to utilize from VBA in Microsoft Excel. I will be using Visual Studio Code, but you can use Visual Studio or any other editor as well. So let's start by creating a folder and opening it in Visual Studio Code. We can now start a terminal and run .NET new class lib command to generate a new project for class library. New project is generated and this one is targeting .NET Standard 2.0. We can now rename our namespace and start to implement our object. First I'm going to define an interface. It is going to be file utils interface, which will simply return me a file name for the specified path. This is something you have to do in order to enable COM communication. Now I need to create a class which implements that interface. I will be using system.io_path class to implement that method. Now I need to add some COM related attribution to my interface and class. First I'm just going to add a namespace to system runtime interop services. I need to decorate my interface with COM visible attribute and also with a GUID. You can use any unique GUID value. To generate GUID for this project, I'm just going to use one of the online GUID generators. So I can just copy that GUID and paste into my GUID attribute. I need to assign similar attributes to my implementation. I just need to make sure that new GUID is generated so I do not have a conflict. To make it easier to consume the class, I'm going to decorate it with prog_id attribute. You can think of prog_id as an alias to your COM object. Finally, I will rename a file to be consistent with the class name. Let's now compile this project with Dotnet Build Command. And this has produced the DLL. Because I'm using .NET Standard 2.0 in my project, and this is compatible with .NET Framework 4.6.1, I will be able to use regasm to register my class for COM. I will just need to make sure to run the regasm of version 4.0. I need to pass the path to my DLL, and optionally I will specify the code base, and this will make my COM object accessible. So you can see the message output to console says that our types registered successfully. Now I am able to consume this COM class. Let me unregister this DLL. But .NET Standard 2.0 is the last version supported by .NET Framework. So if I would change it to .NET Standard 2.1 and try to register the DLL with regasp, it's gonna fail. And of course it will fail for any newer versions as well. So you can see there is an error now. Let's now change a target framework for our project to .NET Core 3.1 and see how it's going to behave. Let's going to change it to .NET Core App 3.1. I will run .NET Build Command to compile that project and try to register the DLL with regasp again. I will just need to specify the correct path, so this is now compiled to the folder .NET Core 3.1, and you can see that it also fails. Fortunately, there is a native support for COM objects in .NET Core. Let me show you the output of my current build. So I have 3 files as a result. In order to enable COM, I need to add the enable COM hosting attribute into my project and set this value to true. Now, if I build my project, I'm going to see a few extra files in my bin directory. So the one I'm looking for is file utils.comhost.dll. This file contains some necessary wrappers for my COM object. I just need to copy that path and use regsvr32 utility to register this for COM. Utility is going to show me the confirmation message that my COM object registered successfully. Now let's quickly access that COM object from Vba Macro. So firstly, I'm just going to copy my prog ID because this is the one I'm going to use to create an instance of that object. I'm going to Excel, macros, I'm going to create a new macro. I will be using late binding, so I'm just going to declare my variable as object and use create object function and pass prog ID to create an instance. I can test my getFileName function with some random pass. You can see that instance of my COM object was successfully instantiated and the result output to window is correct. To unregister your COM object, you need to call regeSphere utility with U flag. Now, if I try to access my COM object from VBA, I can see an error. Thank you for your time.